Hey everyone, in this short video I'm going to show you what I actually learned from trying to follow this tutorial and replicate what's actually here. So this is a fastapi Kafka pubsub example. It's seemingly short tutorial, basically just firing up my own Kafka and trying to send a message through fastapi in VS Code. But even following this tutorial turned out to be pretty hard, and I'm going to show you exactly what I learned. So because this is running in Linux, I first had to install Kali Linux, install VS Code, and all of the libraries. So here, basically, if I follow this tutorial, I have to start my own Docker Compose. It has three containers: Zookeeper, Kafka, and Kafdrop. Kafdrop is basically a web UI. This is what it looks like, right? It's just a convenient web UI that shows you your topics and your brokers. So for me, the first problem was that I could not launch kafdrop because it was failing, it was crashing, and I couldn't understand why. The problem was this line. Actually, I had to exclude it from the tutorial. I had to copy it from the tutorial, but then I had to exclude it and everything worked fine. So kafdrop works, and then I have my main py. So main file has basically fastapi and has some routing code, router source code. Here you basically, in router, you basically have like, you use AIO Kafka, this one AIO Kafka, to start a producer and consumer. And notice how it's actually the router is adding to fastapi post type of request under create message URL, right? So if I want to basically test it, I have to go and launch some kind of small extension client. This is a Thunder client. Here I'm using post, as I mentioned in my source code. It is actually running on localhost port 8000, and here I'm actually using create message. So when I actually try to send the message, it gets sent right into Kafka, which is actually running here, as you can see, right? This is my Docker Compose, right? It's actually running here, and it's sending a message. It's sending a message, and you can see that it's actually producing the message right into the Kafka brokers, and it's storing it into my Kafka topic. So when I actually try to check my Kafka topic, I see that I actually have messages here, and these are all of the messages that I have available here, right? This one. So it's actually producing them right into my Kafka cluster, and I can see them and I can consume them. But let me actually go back to my main py. So this main is basically just finding up a fastapi. Fastapi has in router py, it has like create message URL, and in the consume it's basically just printing. This is consumer message. This is exactly what's happening here. This is how it's printing, right? This thing, this whole thing. It's printing the message and all of the associated attributes like topic, partition, offset, timestamp, timestamp type, key, value, checksum, and so on and so forth. Config.py is basically the Kafka topic name and where it has to bootstrap, right? So my Kafka cluster has to be existing already. Schema.py is basically this creating a class message. So message is basically just a string, right? And here I can basically send, if I write something new here, like let's say just hello message xxx, and I try to send it, I'm sending using a post as I specified here, right? As I actually specified, this is a root post request, and I'm sending it through create message. So this is create message. I'm sending it here and it's status okay, and as you can see, it is producing, it is basically doing a post and the status is 200 okay, and it's returning back the consumer. The consumer is just printing out the whole thing, this hello message xxx. So all of this is working obviously in just my local environment, but I tried to follow this tutorial. And even this 8-minute tutorial, it was hard to follow it because it had so many not mistakes, but bugs. The biggest bug for me was basically just starting this whole thing without this line. I don't know why, but apparently specifying the Java JVM options, Java Virtual Machine options was not a good thing. Don't want to sit and figure out why, but after I commented it out, it started working. So kafdrop is this nice web UI client that you can use to access. Everything is running in 3 containers. It's running in kafdrop, Kafka, and Zookeeper. Yeah, so I guess this is it, guys. if you want to see, the link is going to be in my GitHub.